A special Aloha Friday to our hula hands, Johnny. Won't be flying by.
Really, really is.
All kinds of news to discuss, topics, discrepancies, interesting observations being on Maui together and driving around.
It's been a blast having you here,
Where should we
bro.
start?
Well, I just kind of in my head that, I'm a 56-year-old man and I was out creating content with you. Just saying that seems funny. I'm a content creator. And yet, man, it really hit hard when we heard one of our gurus say, hey, you could be the best realtor in the world, but somebody that's better at marketing, some young kid, they can just come take that business from you. They don't even need to know how to do real estate. That really shocked me, man. So, that's led to this. What I'm excited about, Danny, is like people are starting to see we have torsos and legs coming up here with the content that we've been shooting. Got to see us in a beach-like atmosphere. So all this stuff's just good fun, man. Super pumped to have you here, and I'm grateful.
We're not just hiding behind cameras in random rooms and
That's
don't
it.
get let out of the house. We
That's
we
it.
have real lives.
But let's talk poo about the county and the mayor, shall we?
So, Maui
Yeah,
County up for elections this year, 2026,
that's it.
November 3rd, voting for the mayor in August 8th. Fire
Yes.
Remembrance Day is the start of the primaries for the mayor, interestingly enough.
I did not
They
have
chose the
P.
same day.
Denise Lacoste on my bingo card for mayor.
Did not at all. So, who is P. Denise Lacoste?
She's a local realtor.
She's one of us.
She's going to provide some solutions. I tend to sway her direction when she's making comments about how, we've heard some bragging that there's 400 homes in construction, and I don't know, was it 100 that's completed? And I mean, I can do math. So we lost 3,000 units. We've got 100 in. So we're about 30 years away from rebuilding everything. But anyway, so yeah. But then the mayor's talking about fast tracking, and we should have 3,000 affordable housing units built by when?
2030.
2030. But I remember saying that we can't build our way out of this, and to build all the units necessary to replace it would take 70 years.
72 years.
Right.
The assistant to the mayor spoke in the testimonial stage.
Very interesting. Kind of feels like the
So
whole Minatoya List Bill 9 thing was not really a housing thing. I mean, it sounds like there's housing coming in, and then 2029. And dude, when I drive through Wahikuli and I see where my daughter's living now, where she literally lives on kind of an apartment complex, right? Large.
Someone built 25 units.
Bro, 25 units right there. And she's stoked, right? I mean, it's sub $3,000 a month for a 2-bedroom in Lahaina. She's got killer ocean views, brand new. You made an interesting comment, Danny, when you were doing the numbers, and you're a lot smarter with math. What was that comment again about, what they're rebuilding, 3,000 units from Minatoya?
Yeah, so they are talking about 3,000 new workforce housing and affordable housing units by 2030. So keep that number in mind, 3,000. Then there's a 7,000 units from Bill 9. That puts us at 10,000. And the total loss in the fire is somewhere around 2 to 3,000. So we're talking maybe a 3x surplus.
And we're rebuilding
in the amount of units.
So this
by
is
2030.
Right. This is where maybe Exhibit 2 does make sense, and maybe that's why they segued to it as well, because, quite frankly, it just comes down to dollars, right? And short-term vacation rentals print money for the county. I mean, you're literally taking 10x what a resident would pay when it's a TVR. And, that was the biggest concern for me, because governments don't all of a sudden say, hey, we're just going to tighten our belt and we're going to be more fiscally responsible. No, they go look for other places to get the taxes. And when you reflect on the fact that we pay some of the lowest property taxes in the nation, you could see the county saying, hey, residents, we need your help here. We're going to need you to contribute. So we're going to push your property taxes up. And I think that's how they try to sell it too. So I'm grateful for that. I mean, it's one benefit that we do enjoy here is low property taxes. So yeah, man. And then,
so speaking of housing, Johnny,
yeah,
we had kind of a rendezvous with one of your buddies today at
Pailolo
Place.
Pailolo
Place.
Yeah.
Killer. Not Pailolo Place.
Killer
yes,
workforce
beautiful.
housing. Bro.
But what did he say? He paid $280,000 for this place. Moved in 2021, 2.75% mortgage, $1,000 a month. And he was the only one that showed up for the lottery.
So he did say that he put his deposit down 3-4 years prior to delivery, right? Which is typical. So they deliver in 2021. But at the time,
2018-ish.
nobody shows up for the lottery. For those that don't know, workforce housing is housing that you purchase based off of how much you do not make compared to the median income. So that's where you have to make low money, and then you get to buy houses that are less than market value. And they're done on a lottery basis. And he said he was the only one that showed up, and then he basically went out and kind of spread the word and kind of tried to find people that he liked and said, hey, come on up here and live here with me. Yeah, bro, they got nice views. I mean, in terms of location, it's Kapalua. I mean, behind me, I'm
Dude, we
looking
were watching Wales
up.
from the lanai.
Pineapple Hill right above it. Conopoli Golf Villas. You are right there. Golf course villas, watching whales jump out of that thing. You know, there's so many deals, right? Like there's that one B17 for 580,000. Those views stunned me. That chick picked this thing up for 552 and she's at 580. I don't know how else to spell motivation except for that. That's somebody waving their hand saying, I need to get rid of this real estate. So we went in and we shot it. If anybody's curious, Pailolo Place, make a great second home, first home, rental for local people. You know, and that's what I was reflecting on, Danny, is like maybe in the future, because of the low cost of those units, maybe that could be lower cost rents, right? Because how much you owe on the place and what you're paying on it if you have a mortgage as a landlord kind of affects your rental too. So yeah, man. That was cool
So it
though.
kind of brings up a
Appreciate it.
bigger topic is, yeah, like why was housing not a concern for people in 2018, 2019 when deposits and lotteries were happening for this place? And now suddenly in 2024, 23, 25, it's fire, then everybody's like, there's no housing available. Is it just the loss? Was there something else going on? Maybe COVID did something to this market, Johnny?
You know, for me, COVID changed buyer behavior from mainlanders from your typical, I want to buy a condo so I can rent it out. They were really thinking like, I mean, this could be our new life, right? And based off of where I live determines how much flexibility and freedom I have to move around, right? So I reflect on my time in COVID and I thought I won the lottery because I could surf all the time, be outside, our neighborhood quarantined together. And then I reflected on my friend that was in Oregon and he said, dude, I became an alcoholic and I put on 50 pounds because everything came to Instacart and I just watched Netflix for all of COVID, right? And I was depressed. So the behavior that I watched change though as they got into the residential side of things, right? So that was different. So then now another story is that the Maui County Council is considering the allowance of building, and they're calling it factory built. Let's just call it what they call them in the mainland. It's a mobile home, right? It's a
Mobile
manufactured
homes, yeah.
home. So what's interesting in the mainland, because, you know, I sold up there. And so if you own a mobile home, but you own it in a rental lot where you're renting a lot from somebody and you put your mobile home on that, that's not real estate. That is private property, that mobile home that you own, because there's no land involved with it. So, you know, now you can put these manufactured homes, because I'm not talking about prefab, because that's already existed here in Maui. We have FabMac that makes those. I just find it interesting, you know, and it's like, oh, we want to help to accelerate things. And I'm like, well, what did we do the last 2 years after the fire? I know we had to move some stuff around the Army Corps of Engineers and do the cleanup, but man, it just does seem like we're lagging. And back to P. Denise, it feels like that's kind of her shot across Bisson's bow is, I don't know what you're celebrating. We're still well behind on housing. Anyway, that's all I got
Yeah,
for rant
her
today.
big thing. I want people to be in houses, and right now they're not, which is kind of another blurb that we've seen in the news about some of the manufactured homes that are FEMA affiliated up on the hillside, kind of the colorful dots as you see up on the hillside above
Yeah.
Lahaina town. Those were FEMA housing. They are FEMA housing that got extended, and there's people living there. So
And then you've got those
she's
little
saying
places in
that's
Lahaina.
kind of a house, not a house. Yeah.
Right. It's shelter, perhaps.
And some people are for it and some are against. So council member Cook down in Kihei side, he said that's not housing. That's a tin can. It's not respectable. Other people they interviewed, some local people who lost their house, said, "At least it's a shelter."
These are the
So
Maui
lots of
things.
disagreements,
That's it.
lots of feelings. Some people want, more comfortable living for other people, and other people say they're fine with what they got. It is ongoing. We filmed some cool stuff this morning, Johnny, in Lahaina, and talking
Absolutely.
about the future of Lahaina and vision and thoughts. So be on the lookout for some of that. But anything else we got to cover? Or should we hit them with some hot list?
It's hot listed, brother.
Hot list. This is the name of the game where we talk through what is going down in the market. So we're starting over here in Napili, just down the road, Johnny.
Okay. What are we looking at there, Danny?
We got 4 beds, 5 baths, 2,800 square feet. Luna Kai neighborhood subdivision. I don't remember seeing much about this, Johnny. Apparently, there's multiple houses in this neighborhood. This is Unit 9, but beautiful views.
Yeah.
Built in 76.
Yep. I've got a dear friend that lives there, and she is excited about the prospect of them selling it for this much here. It is big square footage. It sits next to Lailoa. When you come down Napili Howe Road to the lower road, literally, if you just turn to the left, it's that gated community right there. They do have a nice pool in there. But yeah, that guy's been hanging out for a little bit.
333 days. Started at 3.99, almost 4 million, down 750,000. We shall see where that goes. Headed to the North Shore in Haiku, West Kuiaha. 35,000 square feet, massive home, 332 days on this one. Started at 4.5, down to 3.45. We've seen a video popping around YouTube today about the luxury market dying. Johnny, we are seeing a lot of price reductions in the luxury space by the millions of dollars. Did we lose Johnny? Holly Royale, 699 for 200 days on market here.
Danny, I don't know if you can
This
hear me,
one's been
brother, but
sitting a
you have been
while.
frozen this whole
Starting
time
to
that
look
I've
like
been
a deal.
silent.
Started at
Sorry, man.
800,000. It does need
Don't
some
know how to
work.
do it where there's no
Probably spruce
discussion.
it up a little bit,
So let's tap out. I'm gonna leave.
showing its age for sure. But down to 699. There does get to a point on a lot of these where they just become a deal. And we're getting there at Holly Royale. We've seen that in Napili Villas where suddenly prices got to below 700 and became dealish. Continuing along, Hono Naneya, 841, down 9,000 in 211 days for this 2-2. We are not seeing much action here. The big difference on these versus Opakea is they do have garages, so really nice looking space. Nobody's feeling it for 841. Ka'anapali Royal, we've seen some action moving here this week, even from our deal of the week last week. So this one's dropped 120,000 in 6 months. Got some views, showing a bit dated inside. This is in the N building, further down at the end of the complex. So there are some other units that are closer to the $1 million mark. Most recent sales in there at $1,050,000. That one still might have some ways to go. A big dog in Sprecklesville, 7.25 million to 2,600 square feet. Sprex brings all the money. Lots of surfers, windsurfers. That is Sprecklesville. Going into Wailuku, into town, a 2-2, 700 square feet, 895, 50,000 on this one. Seeing people trying to find the market. It's a really cute space. I believe this one was like a little kind of Airbnb vibe going on, used as like a hostel. Another one is Sprex, well, Skill Village actually in Paia, so 3, 1.5, 900 square feet. That one's been sitting. A lot of these have been sitting for a while. Price reduction here. Just kidding. Price increase. These guys have had multiple offers, most of them below the 1.295. Check out the history here. This is an interesting one. So they were listed at 1,295. They dropped it to 1,125. They raised the price to 1,245. Now they have raised the price to 1,325. Remember, guys, I just told you a minute ago, these recent sales for $1,050,000. These guys are going in the opposite direction. They are in the hope for gain cycle. where they are hoping to capture some of that COVID equity that has long gone. Nobody's paying $1.3 million for this. Even though they self-manage, they have 140,000 in income, they are not seeing the interest at the price that they want. Over in Kahului, a 3-1, 800 square feet, $1.1 million. This seems a little aspirational. $1.1 million for that size of a house, 877 square feet. Don't see it. Hoi Hoi Place, Kula. This is a CPR. So 11860. Vibe-ish for Kula. Look at that. Pretty. I mean, if you're looking Kula, a lot of kind of professional vibes. People looking for something like this. Don't need a lot of house. Yeah, just under a quarter acre here. Villas of Canalillo, this 3-2. There is a deal in this complex for sub 600,000 for a 3-bedroom. Not as nice as condition as this. It is on the green space as well for under 600,000. Also a 3-2. That looks like much better value. Your remodel probably isn't 200,000, but if you're looking for something remodeled, move in, turnkey, ready to go, this might be a better option. If you're looking for more of a deal, an opportunity with an agent that keeps following up with us after we had a client express interest, they're showing more signs of a deal. Little one in Wailuku Town. What do we got here? This looks like a commercial. So a little commercial space that does have some living space in it. Maui Banyan. Man, we've been seeing things move at Maui Banyan for 1-2. This 1-199. That's about where things are moving. 900 square feet. We like the Maui Banyan hotel zone. It is a popular vacation rental. People come back here year after year after year after year. And we expect this one to move. Little Pukalani action. Typical kind of house, 2.5, 1,700 square feet. Got some updates. Got all kinds of floors and tiles. Typical in Maui. 1.239. Few of the penders. We see this one in North Kihei. This was a 2-1 little cottage, 8,000 square feet, being sold for 848, and it moved after 90 days. Hina Place in Napili. Interesting first photo. Massive, 6 beds, 4 baths, 2,500 square feet. Ohana space. It's a compound. It's got multiple dwellings, probably multiple rentals. There you go. Cottage is renting for 1,900 a month. 3-bedroom, 3,200 a month. 2-bedroom, 2,700 a month. 1-bedroom, 1,700 a month. 4 separate units on there. That one's moving. Kahi, 1-1 for a 1-2. Moving after 4 months. This one is an interesting one. Maui Sands on the oceanfront, leasehold. So this is only going until 2037. Not quite sure what the Weinberg family is going to do with it once that expiration date hits, but started at 600,000 down to 499, 430 with seller financing. Ani Wailea, like this sort of condos, houses, 3.5, 2,200 square feet, 1,800 a month in fees. They live nice, spacious, quiet, very second home vibes. This little cottage in Haiku, 2-1, wanted 850, closed at 770. There you go. Wouldn't be a hot list without the Whaler. Studio at the Whaler, 60 days, 1,035. And last but not least, in Makawao, this is in the Hokaula, basically Haile Maile area, new construction, 1.395, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. We imagine these will increase in value quite quickly, as new construction does. Often a good buy on Maui. Don't know what happened to Johnny. He might still be here. He might be listening in the background. Can you hear us, Johnny?
I can hear you, brother.
Hey, he was just letting us run our show. So, any final thoughts, Johnny? Ran you through the hot list, showed you some opportunities, some deals, some interesting shenanigans at Ka'anapali Royal, and all the news in Maui around Lahaina.
I think you covered it, brother.
Check out the deal of the week we dropped yesterday. Pele aloha. Got some fun stuff coming for you in the future. Till next time, Aloha Friday.